So let's look at the second part of this question, where we are going to get a get row total, or similarly, we are going to get the highest value in the row or lowest value in the row. We will start with the modified version where an integer is also passed as a second argument. The second argument should be subscript of a row in the array. The method should return the total of a value in the specified row. So here, instead of a array, we are only going to return row number. The idea is, if you pass in, let's say 1, then you are going to calculate the row total of this row, which is everything in this row. So you are going to go through. So first of all, you still need to define a running total equals to 0. Then you will go through all the columns. Now you can call it I or you can call it J. General convention, if it's column, use call it J. Less than R row number dot length. Then J plus plus. And here we are going to have running total plus equals to, oops. Before that, let me add curly brace plus equal to R row number. For that particular number, we're going through one element, one column at a time. And then we will return running total. I think I made a typo here. Should be running total, and the running total. Okay, so this is how you get row total for one row. But as you can see, you can also get the running total for another row and the running total for another row. So you will have one value, and one value here. Then you can form an array. This is what we are going to do next. So here we are not going to have this second element. Value of all rows, which will return an integer. Okay, so for this case, we will have a for I loop equals to 0, I less than array.length for all the rows in the array, I plus plus, then we will have a curly brace, and I'm going to copy this inside. Now we are going to running a integer, right? So integer array, right? So this integer array will equals to new int, and the size is the number of rows in array. Then here, running totals I. Remember, we need to specify running total plus equals to I and J. One thing though, remember we didn't initialize running total I. If we do not specifically initialize I, the running total I, the elements inside the array will be initialized to 0. So this code actually works. However, in general, it's recommended you initialize that explicitly so that your code is clearer to whoever's using the code. So this is how you will do initializing the running total and initializing that for each row and calculate for each row. This is how you do the row count for each row of the how you do the row total for each row in the two-dimensional array. Similarly, you should be able to get highest in row and lowest in row. And you will do the similar things for get total, column total. But this time you will just go through each column by column. So you are going to have a for loop of j. Then inside the for loop of j, you will have an I loop of each element. Oops. For example, this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is I loop, right? And this j will be external. This should be 0, 1, 2, something like this. All right.